Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the James Navin Memorial Rink in Marlborough, Massachusetts. It's Ashland High School hockey. Tonight, the Ashland High School Clockers meet the Hopkinton High School Hillers. Bob Thacker and Paul Burke with you, along with Bruce Stearns, to bring you tonight's game. This game being played on February 11th, 1998. The Clockers come in 4 wins, 8 losses, and 3 ties in their first 15 games this season. Now, in order to make the tournament, that gives them 11 points to date. In order to make the tournament, they need 20, and they've got 5 games left, so they need 4 wins and a tie in their last 5 games, which is going to be tough, but it is not impossible, as they'll face Hopkinton tonight, a team they tied their first meeting this season. Then they'll have to play Medfield, which is a team that's beaten Ashland by a 3-0 count earlier this season. That'll be a test. Then they lost a close game. They played King Philip, who they lost a close game to. And then Blue Hills and South Shore Vogue, both teams they beat earlier in the season. So Clockers traditionally play a lot of non-league games during the school vacation week, and traditionally they get a lot of points, and 2 out of the last 3 years it's gotten them into the tournament. But it's going to be a very tough task this season, because they must get 9 out of a possible 10. As we see Hopkinton for the first time this season on Cable 5, we can tell you that their star is number 14, one of the new stars in the Tri-Valley League this year, Jim McCone. He centers the first line with Peter Edwards, 19, and Adrian Fordham, 12. Tom Elder, number 16, centers the second line with Brian Solfaro, 24, Ryan Wood, 23. Nate Rapucci, we think, will be centering the third line of Brendan Duckett, Mike Blake, or Sean McKenna. The Clockers move on the scoring of Chris Bosworth, who is the 10th leading scorer in the Tri-Valley League. He's got 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points. And this will be Hopkinton's probably their last home game of the year. They've already played 18 games. They come in the season 1 Tri-Valley League win, 10 losses and 1 tie, but they're 5-12-1 overall, which means they've won 4 non-league games and lost 2. So they've had a good season for them. They only won 1 last year. This year they already have 5 wins, including their first Tri-Valley League win ever against Medfield this season. This is only their 2nd season as a varsity. And they're going to be passing out some flowers. Both teams wearing their colors tonight.
It's like Christmas all over again, blue and green.
That's right.
Or red and green, orange and green.
The Hillers in orange and green, and the Clockers in their royal blue with red pants. The Hillers coach is a new coach this year, Bobby Venezia, and he was of course, he's been around. He's been an assistant for the whole 4 years the program has existed. He was under John Schuster, who left to take a job with Buckingham, Brown, and Nichols, a private school. He is assisted by Steve McLean and Eric McCarty. The defensemen for Hopkinton are Tom Schmidt and Paul Osimo. And this is a team with only 1 senior, Ryan Wood, the only senior on the squad. So they're a young team and an improving team. They have 2 goalies that have played this year, Greg Sear and Dave Cowan. Cowan has had most of the starts, but Sear has also started and done well. Cowan's played in 15 games, Sear in 5, and Dave Rodriguez has played in 2 games. And those 3 goalies have seen a grand total of 399 shots in the 18 games to date. Sear is saving 81% of his shots on goal, Cowan 83%. Mike Rochford for Ashland has a 3.14 goals against average, and he's saving a very nice 89% of the shots on him. 419 to this date, and we're underway.
We're all set to draw back into the Hopkinton zone, being chased down over there by Justin Norton, number 8. Has it poked off the stick behind the net. Swept back to the back dasher. That's Dave Cowan in the net right out in front on Rochford's stick. It's knocked away. Back comes Hopkinton. 24, this is Brian Safaro. And he has it poked away on the back checking of Ty Vivian on a pretty nice play. Controlled back there now by nobody as John Betty clears it out of the zone, being chased down by McDonald, number 19. McDonald goes deep, tries to swing in front. He's knocked down. The net is loose. There'll be a whistle. He was hauled down. And well, he sure was hauled down.
You know, Paul, the Clockers have improved dramatically in the second half of the season. They are the only Tri-Valley League team to beat Medway this year. And a big part of that improvement is number 2, Keith Comedian. He's gone to right wing on the first line, and what a difference it's made.
Well, he played there 2 seasons ago, and he is an excellent winger. As the puck is knocked back into the zone, the play is offside, so we'll have another face-off.
It's really given the Clocker offense a spark. They hated to give them up on defense, but they just weren't scoring.
They weren't getting any goals,
and they had to do something.
Unfortunately, in the 2 prior games on Channel 5, we have not seen an Ashland score. We have yet to see one.
So Bachman now seems to be centering the second line. He's 16. Andrew Larissy is 15. And Jordan McAdams is 4.
Brian Fordham chasing it down for Hopkinton. Can't get to it, however. It's loose in the Ashland zone. Up ahead now for Bachman. Eludes him. Swept back in by Mike Blake. Behind the net it goes. Stopped by Rochford. Drops it for the defense.
The Keith Pierce is 36.
Right, this is McAdams looking for Larissy, 15. He chases it into the corner, loses it off his stick. It's kept in, out in front, swept away and skated off now by number 12. This is Fordham. Fordham winds up the slap shot, stick save, skate save. Long rebound, was knocked out of there by the defense by Keith Pierce on a nice play, but a big stop right off the bat for Rochford, as that rebound had danger written all over it. That was just a wild rebound. Up ahead to Suffero. He has it knocked off his stick, and he goes to the ice. 14 now. This is McConey. Centers it out in front. Shot, big save. Rebound, save! Swept out of there and cleared out by Cunningham on a nice play. But 2 big saves by Rochford. Busy night already as it swept into the zone. Another shot on net. This one a little bit easier, but it's stopped. Misfiring on a shot on the left wing, but it's kept in now by Hopkinton. McConey behind the net. McConey rather loses it now. And the lead pass ahead for Jardine. Jardine's shot goes wide of Cowan down to the Hopkinton net. Skated away over there by Fordham.
Hiller's the aggressor in the early action.
You got it. Up to Suffero. To Edwards. Still at center ice now as they slow it down. Suffero back on at 24. Sweeps it into the Ashland zone. Around the board it goes. Vivian is there. Vivian can't get to it. They swing it in front. Looking for Brian Suffero, who was camped out in the slot, but he couldn't get the stick on it. Across now, it's Edwards in the corner.
Ty Vivian and Keith Pierce picking up the slack for Keith Comedian on defense as Keith has moved up to wing. Here he is.
This is Comedian. He's trying to get a stick on it. Get a shot off. McDonald is there. They swing it right through the crease. Nobody can get to it. Comedian going after it. He can't find it.
He left it there beautifully, but there was nobody around.
Bosworth tries to find it. It's iced.
Waved.
No, it isn't. It was waved off. But all the way back behind the Ashland goal line it comes. Now this is swung. No, they waved this one off too. As John Andel is there, number 9. Long lead pass up ahead is intercepted by Gian Betty. And he sweeps it right back into the Hopkinton. And these teams are flying. Down 11:45 to go here in the first period. Hopkinton clears it to the Ashland zone once again. Giambetti is back on it, being chased by Blake. Giambetti gets there, swings it around the boards. Up ahead for Vivian. Vivian overskates it. Bachman picks it up. He's got Larissy on his far left wing, but he's knocked off the play on some pretty good back checking. That was Paul Osimo, number 11, who knocked him off the play. Kept in the zone by Clockers. That was Brian Britton keeping it in. They're using everybody, so it seems. Right out in front it goes, and Corrin covers it up.
Good up and down action both sides.
But 3 monkey saves already by Rochford to keep a cap on the goal. He's done it.
They don't call him the Rock for nothing. Clock is coming off kind of a tough week. Mike was too sick to play against Westwood. Eamon Cunningham had to take over in goal, and the Clockers got shellacked by Westwood. And then Saturday night, Dover Sherburne, as they always do, played a real good game against Ashland and ended up beating them 4-2. So the Clockers are reeling.
Lead pass, looking for Edwards. Edwards is knocked off the play on a nice back check by Britton. It's covered over there by nobody. Getting to it now is Chris Moraney. Lead pass up ahead, looking for Cunningham, but it's off his stick. Right at the blue line, McConey with it. McConey has Suffero. Suffero tried to center it in front, knocked away as they tried to send Cunningham away with it, but it was just off his stick and out of his range.
Mike Jardine's pass was just too high.
Yeah, controlled by Brian Britton, Pat Britton, excuse me.
Mike Jardine.
Center ice, chased down by Jardine. He's got a man to beat. The shot! Score! Jardine breaks the ice. 1-0 Clockers!
It's his first goal of the year, Paul. Mike Jardine breaks into the goal column in a big way. What a bullet. His first goal of the season, and Ashland takes the lead.
I tell you, in the early going, Hopkinton has had the territorial edge, but Jardine has got the edge in goals, and that was just a hummer, and it went over the glove of Cowan into the net. He didn't have a lot of net to shoot at, but he found it.
Let's see what that does to the Hillers and the Clockers.
This is Nate Rapucci now, 17, fighting for the puck over there. With Bachman it was, as the puck is still behind the net, and a whistle. And, all right, somebody was, that was Bosworth, was tangled up in back of the net. That was the cause of the whistle, apparently. So we'll have a face-off right out in front of Cowan.
No penalty, official time.
No. As they reset the net, just to be sure. Barker's with it. They try to center it in front, knocked down, but not out. Kept in the zone, in deep. Back there is McDonald. McDonald trying to make a play. McDonald tries to center it, still on it. Shots! Score! McDonald centered it across, and Bosworth knocked it in.
Christian Bosworth, number 13 of the season. His 25th point. The Clockers have found the scoring touch early here. 9:47 to go. 2-0 Ashland.
Well, Bosworth found the opening low on the stick side, but it was a beautiful centering pass by McDonald that did it.
First period action at the Navin Rink in Marlboro. Home ice of both the Clockers and the Hillers.
Play at center ice. That was Bachman, knocked off the play rudely, if I do say. Hopkinton with it, nobody with it now right at the center red line. They knock it back into the Hopkinton zone. As it's cleared in on a delayed offside, they wave it off now as Hopkinton controls it. Tom Schmidt is there, number 22. Clears it to center ice. Peter Edwards is on it, drops it to McConey. McConey walking in, shot, score!
Yeah, that's your man, Paul. This kid is a scoring machine. Jim McCone, or McCone, however he pronounces it, I'm not sure. His 27th goal of the season.
Well, they just let him walk right in, and 30 seconds later, they cut the lead in half.
He's dangerous.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
still out there. He's got Solfaro with him, 24 on one wing, and who's his other wing? Who made that pass?
I didn't catch it.
I think it's the captain, either Ryan Wood or Peter Edwards.
This is Edwards. He's chasing it down, and McConey now chasing it down as it's swept on out of there, but not out of the zone. They keep it in. Now it's lugged out of there by Ty Vivian. Long lead pass across, looking over there for Moraney. Moraney can't get to it. It's taken away by the Hopkinton defense. Behind the net, Schmidt. Schmidt tries to pass it up ice. They can't clear it out of the zone. It's still in there. Being chased by Jardine. Behind the net, it's Schmidt. Schmidt knocks it to the far boards. Chased in the corner, but now Hopkinton is back on it. They can't clear it. Right out in front, and that was Cunningham. Couldn't get a shot off as the puck was bouncing around. Now it's covered at the side of the net by Cowan, so we'll have another face-off.
Hopkinton's first line and first defense finding it going rough against the Clockers' second line. Centered by Eamon Cunningham.
Back to the point, out of the zone, so they're going to have to chase this one down as Vivian is there. Vivian gets it ahead to Comedian. Comedian, 2-on-1 for Bosworth. Bosworth is there. He's got McDonald, and he tried to center it out in front, and it was knocked down. I think it was Andel that got to it. Number 9, I think, knocked the pass down, but a nice back-checking play.
He fanned on his first effort, Paul, and then the second one got blocked as he tried to center it.
This is Rapucci, 17, lugging the puck up ice. Has Mike Blake waiting at the blue line, but they pass it in, and that'll be an icing. So it was across both blue lines, so there'll be a face-off way on back down.
That was Hopkinton's third line, and their appearance was brief.
Well, they let McConey just walk in, and that was a backhand. I mean, nobody put anything. They got to put a body on him.
Though he's got a knack.
Oh, he's got a knack, all right, but they better watch out.
Fire that one. He just slipped it by.
Back they come. This is McConey. This is McConey trying to split the defense. Lee's tried to leave a rebound for himself, but it's swept out of there on a nice play by Britton. Blockers can't keep control of it, however, as back they come. It's Edwards this time. McConey in front, leaves a rebound, shot goes wide. McConey, I think, got the rebound and knocked it wide.
McConey and Edwards combining again.
Out to the point to Osimo. He keeps it in. McConey is down. They can't clear it out. Osimo battling along the boards, taken out of there now by Bachman. Clears it way in deep. Larissy chasing it down as they had a 2-on-1. I don't know if Bachman noticed it because he just cleared the puck in. Larissy fighting for it back there with Andel right now. They can't break it loose. Still back there. Bachman is in, trying to center it, loses control. And it's cleared out. Coming back, this is Brian Suffero. Takes a whack down there along the boards as Brian Britton put the body on him, and they tie it up for face-off.
Great action. First period, Ashland 2, Hopkinton 1. The Cunningham line is out. Mike Jardine is one wing.
Cunningham and Rapucci. Rapucci wins the draw.
The other.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, Michael walked in, but he couldn't control the puck.
Morini, he couldn't get the stick on it as he knocked it toward the net, just flopped at it. Did a great job out in front. Cunningham couldn't get the shot off.
He was on his way down, Paul, as he tried to do something with that puck.
John Betty flying, drops back on that puck, controls it. They can't clear it out of the zone, however. Now they do. This is Cunningham, that's Morini, John Betty rather.
Nice
John
move.
Betty has Jardine. To Jardine, right past his stick as he had him set up. Jardine was alone, and the puck, the pass was in front of his stick blade.
The savvy senior captain, Greg Giambetti, making a nice play there.
This is Rapucci stolen as Bosworth really goes down in a heap on a big check down there by Rapucci. As it's cleared now all the way down into the Ashland zone. Bosworth stops it. Up ahead for McDonald, off to, that was Rochford, off to Bosworth. Bosworth loses control of it. It's all the way back to the Ashland end. John Betty is there. Clears it up ahead into the zone. Bosworth to chase it down along with Osimo. Into the corner they go, right out in front, shot and into the pad and a save.
Interesting play by Jim McDonald that
was McDonald, yeah, he tried to wrap it around.
Instead of stuffing it in, he wanted to make a shot out of it, but it didn't work. As who's the goalie tonight for Hopkinton, Paul?
Cowan.
It is Dave Cowan. He's played there most. In our position, I couldn't see his number.
Yep.
Cowan has given up 5 goals per game, but he sees a lot of rubber.
This is Piers. They keep it in. Across the way, it's Jason McAdams for. Big check down in the corner. Now Hopkinton in control. It's McConey. A deep pass for Edwards. Edwards can't get there. It's skated away and out of the zone. And Bachman is on it. Bachman, who has Larissy, and he's taken down. We're going to have a penalty. Delayed call. They still haven't stopped play out in front. Now it's sticked away by the goaltender, and we'll have the call.
I think that would have been a penalty even in football.
I think so.
It was just a complete takedown. It's a tripping penalty.
It's Osimo.
He'll have a nice minute and a half rest with 5:05 left in the first period. Ashland goes on the power play. Giambetti 30, Comedian 2. McDonald 19. Bosworth 44, and looks like Ty Vivian maybe, or Pat Britton probably, the other defenseman. Whipped.
It's ripped in there and it's sticked away. That was Bosworth at the point, I think. Right out in front.
Comedian, he thought he had it.
Guess so.
It is. They're counting it. Well, a very slightly celebrated goal. No one was quite sure whether it was in.
Well, no, but the penalty hasn't ended, so I find that surprising.
The Hillers are at full strength.
Yeah, so the Osimo stays in the box. That's what it is.
The player stays in the box. Yeah. That's a high school rule.
Yeah. So this is Vivian clearing it into the zone. Bachman chasing after it as it goes behind the net. Schmidt is there. Schmidt is knocked down as Bosworth just leveled him. Or Bachman just leveled him.
He flipped him.
Yeah. Larissy is there. He takes a wrap. Neither team giving any quarter as they fight for it down in the corner. Finally, it's knocked loose by Schmidt. And he's over there to be met by McAdams. They still can't clear it out of there. Schmidt is there again, 22. Larissy looking for him. They knock it loose. Rapucci is down there battling now with McAdams. They both go down. The puck is skated out of there now by Fordham. Back to the Ashland line where it's taken over by Giambetti. Up ice it comes. They clear it all the way into the zone. It's being chased down in there by Cunningham. Cunningham out deep to the point to Mulraney. Mulraney skates into the corner with it and goes down as Hopkinton takes over, and they clear it down the length of the ice, and this is going to be icing.
These are the Britton brothers. Brian 25, Pat 24. Playing defense for Ashland now. As Cunningham, Jardine, and Mulraney represent the Ashland line. McCone's line is out there for the Hillers. Ashland 3, Hopkinton 1, 3:33 left to go in the first period.
Puck is dropped. Kept in on a nice play by Pat Britton into the corner, but it's taken now by McCone. McConey, back they come. At the line, he's got Elder. Or rather Edwards. Edwards' shot is wide.
Good bid.
Edwards chasing it down along with Britton over in the corner. He can't get to it. Right out in front. Looking for the tip-in by McConey, but it's taken out of there as Jardine is sent away. Can't control the puck, however. It comes back to center ice, and McConey is there. McConey drops the centering pass. The long shot in is knocked down.
He turned down a good chance to score there, Paul. There was no one in front of him.
No, he absolutely did. I was surprised at that. Clock was in control. Mulraney with it. A weak clearing pass back to the Hopkinton line. They control it. Back to Suffero it comes. Suffero working his way in from the right. He has Britton in his pocket over there. In the corner is Suffero. Centers it out in front for Edwards. It's poke checked off his stick by McDonald. And Edwards upended Bachman, upended Bosworth, and did it again with the blade of his stick. He knocked him down by the jersey tail.
His stick was stuck underneath Bosworth's shirt, and that gave him a license to dump him.
Surely a coincidence, but they call an icing, so we'll have a face-off down in front of Mike Rochford.
Well, Edwards had a good chance. McCone had a good chance, but they never got anything on Mike Rochford.
Even the long blast from the blue line, I think, was actually up in the chest of a defenseman.
Right, never got to Mike.
Never got to the net. This is Schmidt keeping it in. Chased down behind the net by Rapucci. He's knocked off the play. Comedian is there. Comedian will skate it out. He's got McDonald up in front of him. Clockers with a 3-on-2. Comedian blast and the save. Woo! The puck is dropped by Collin. Comedian on it. Shot scored! He stuffed in his own rebound.
A flying Keith Comedian.
A beauty.
May have added his second goal. The Clockers congratulate each other. We try to see who got it.
Well, I think it was Comedian.
I think that's his second of the night.
We'll check. We'll check at the intermission, but that was Committee, and he came around the net and stuffed in his own rebound.
Very difficult for us, of course, to see who actually got the goal, and there is no announcement, and nothing appears on the scoreboard.
So it's 4-1 with 1:57 to go in the period. Oh, and a big hit down right below us as Suffero almost beheaded Andrew Larissy. What a hit. Out in front of the net again, and it's swept out of there as Brian Suffero gets to it. Larissy tries to play even up with him.
Ashland smells blood. They want to score.
Well, Suffero threw a real hard shot on Larissy, and now they're really throwing the weight around over there as John Betty just took a real hard hit across the way. Hopkinton coming back, and they find Edwards right at the blue line. Edwards, and his shot goes wide.
He had a good chance.
Yeah,
Rochford came out to cut down the angle.
Yeah, he sure did. Larissy and Suffero still want a piece of one another. Watch out for this one, folks. This could be fun as it's cleared down to the Hiller zone, and that's another icing. So Larissy goes to the bench. And Brian Suffero leveled him, and snapped his head back, and Andrew Larissy was trying to get even with him, and didn't quite make it. But in any case, the score remains 4-1 with 1:11 to go here in the first period as John Betty controls the draw. This is Jardine. They can't clear it out of the zone, however. On it is Vivian. And Vivian up ahead now for Eamon Cunningham. Cunningham with her. They sweep it into the corner, and he's decked. He's decked over there by Blake, it was. The puck out in front, swept away, but not out of the zone. John Betty keeps it in, gets it on his forehand. His slap shot is knocked down off a skate. Hopkinton with it. This is Rapucci. Rapucci off to Sweeney, who loses it off his stick. Up against the boards they are. This is Sweeney with it. Can't make a play. Back comes Clockers. This is Vivian. Again with the 3-on-2. Vivian winds up shot into the pads of Cowan. And they finally whistle it. He covered it up, and there was a gap between the time he covered it and the whistle, I'll tell you.
Dave Collins had a few problems here in the first period, but he stopped that one.
Well, I don't know what anybody thought. I would have expected a whistle because once the puck is not visible to the refs, I believe that's the rule that they're supposed to blow the whistle. In any case, 24 seconds to go, and the face-off to the stick side of Dave Cowan as Bosworth is out on the draw. Clockers keep it in. They drive it to the corner. Comedian chasing it down over there along with Justin Norton. Still kept in, out in front. Shot, score!
Christian Bosworth.
Bosworth?
His second of the night, at least. As he's got 14 now this season.
I think Comedian might have assisted on that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But in any case, with 14 seconds to go, it's a 5-1 Clockers lead. And they want more. As Bosworth is hauled down, he was hauled down. Well, he was hauled down. They call the play offside. There'll be a face-off outside the blue line.
Keith Comedian came into this game with 10 goals, so he should have 12 now. Second leading scorer on the Clockers, 17th in the league.
Down to 4 seconds, the puck at center ice. This will just about do it. Mercifully for Hopkinton.
What a barrage by Ashland. Their best period we've seen this year as they tally. The scoreboard shows 4-1, but we have it 5-1 Ashland.
We will check.
And we'll check with the scorers at between periods here at the end of the first period. It's Ashland 5 and Hopkinton 1. Second period coming right up. Okay, second period coming up. Clockers leading 5-1 over the Hillers as the Clockers have exploded offensively. Goals in the first period. Comedian has 1 and 2 assists. Mike Jardine has a goal. Eamon Cunningham has an assist. Jim McDonald a goal and 2 assists. Chris Bosworth 2 goals and an assist. As the Clockers have exploded out 5-1. Jim McConey, unassisted, has the Hopkinton goal. Clockers not in contention for the TVL race, but it is a hotly contested race again this year. This year it's Medway and Westwood vying. Medway with a big win over Bellingham, knocked them out, and they can still become the champs if Halston can beat Westwood as we come down to the final weeks of the 1997-98 season. And right away,
Did he score?
They're calling it.
No, it had to be. It was sitting on the goal line.
It's in.
It was Bosworth who came by and knocked it in, I think.
Just like that. 9 seconds into the second period.
The puck was sitting on the goal line. Nobody made a move, and Bosworth
trickled over. That's it. 6-1.
Yeah.
The barrage continues.
Yeah.
If they give it to Bosworth, he has the hat trick tonight. The Clockers' leading scorer and captain.
Oh, here we go again. That was 9 seconds into the period, as they do run it into the Ashland end this time, however, and it's kept it over across the way. That's Brian Solfaro. In the corner is Brapucci. They can't move it around, and Solfaro is still banging away over there at anybody that comes in his path. Finally, it's broken loose. John Betty with it. Clears it out to center ice. Comedian can't get to it. Now it's cleared all the way down into the Hopkinton zone, and now again back out to center ice. This is Edwards, 19. Edwards winding up with it.
Hopkinton's plan to use their third line against Ashland's first line, which I guess must have worked well the first time the two teams met, has been a disaster tonight.
That was a shot. That was a shot on goal. It was steered away by Cowan, who did stay in the net. We were wondering about that after giving up 5 goals in the first period, but he's there.
Yeah, a lot of times Larris will say it's not your night.
No. Well, it's not his night, but he's still in the net. Skated down by Piers, down in the Ashland zone, goes behind the net with it. Up ahead now for Larissy. Larissy to McAdams. McAdams bangs it off the boards into the end. Bachman to chase it down behind the net. Bachman is there. He eludes the defenseman. Still with it. Bachman with it. Kicks it ahead. Stays on the puck. Bachman fighting for it down in the end, and a shot and a save. This time it's saved, because I think McAdams got the shot off, but Cowan made the save.
Good. McAdams almost had himself a goal.
Yeah.
That almost got around the corner. And Dave Cowan. He's having a tough night. He's picked up a couple of stops here in the second period. I have him with 6 on the game.
Back to the point. Britton across the Piers. His shot out in front and in the pads and covered by Cowan.
It was loose there just for a second, and is it Pat Britton or Chris Moraney, I guess, took a real shot at knocking in that rebound, but Cowan covered.
Piers with a good shot from the blue line, but Cowan knocked it down,
Hard and low.
So they skated out of there. This is Schmidt. He loses control of it. Back it comes to the Clocker zone. Now to center ice. Over the stick of Piers. He retreats. Picks it up in his own zone. Clears it out to center ice. Comes to the near board over here. It's Moraney. Moraney on it. He clears it in. Off the skate of Andel. It goes to the corner. Andel clears it out all the way down to the Ashland end, but they wave off the icing. It's chased down over there by Pat Britton. Pat with it, starting it up ice. Pat through center ice. Picks up a wingman. Shot goes wide as Britton just took a wrist shot and swooped it in. A clean shot. As nobody went out to greet him. I'll say that. Nobody with a green jersey. Comedian goes down over there in the corner as they can't dig it loose. The puck is still in the corner, and finally they kick the puck loose. Up ahead it comes now to Sean McKenna, 25. I think that's his first time out.
Bosworth and Asimo really going at it.
Yep. Driven into the Ashland zone. And Pat Britton takes a rap for his troubles over there. Behind the net, it's Edwards trying to make a centering pass. It goes wide, skated out of there by Bosworth. Bosworth has Comedian on his left. Bosworth drops it for Comedian off his skate, tries to roll one in, gets no wood on it to speak of. It's still in the zone. Now it's going to be cleared out of there by McConey. But Clockers bang it right back in. There's Estabrook, Sean Estabrook, number 7, again, a newcomer in the game. He clears it into the Ashland zone where it's picked up by Larissy. Larissy trying to send McAdams away, and it comes in and it's covered.
Jordan slid into the crease with his legs. I thought I'd gone in on that. I don't think they would have counted it.
Well, not if it's kicked in.
But Cowan held on.
Good play by Cowan. I mean, holding on for dear life.
Yeah, had to take a hit. You know?
Oh, he did. because I don't know if it hit a stick or escape, but it was ticketed right for the crease in the net. As he clears house in front of his own net.
Bachman wanted into the crease.
This is McConey working his way in, drops a pass, shot!
Oh, what a
Circus save by Rochford. Another shot out in front, saved with the glove. The puck goes to the corner. Chasing it down is McConey. Back out to the point to Schmidt. Schmidt's shot comes wide into the corner, chased down by John Betty. They clear it out to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Estabrook is on it. He loses control. McAdams with it. Back into the Hiller zone. He's knocked down by Solfaro. Behind the net, it's Estabrook. He loses control. Out in front, the puck laying in the crease, and finally it's swiped and covered up by Coward.
McAdams didn't see it.
No.
He could have tucked that one in easily, but I don't think he saw it.
Cowan saw it, and I'll tell you, that looked like the cause of cardiac arrest as he just got the glove on it and covered it up. But he's getting, in his defense, he's getting absolutely no support
it's a wide open
from anybody else in a green jersey. Just no help. Because it could be more than 6-1, I'll tell you. Because they still can't clear it out. It's kept in there by Britton. Britton fighting for it. Over there now is McKenna, 25. As Marini breaks it loose. Behind the net they come now. This is Rapucci, 17, working his way out. Up ahead it comes. It's knocked down by Cunningham. And they call for directing the puck.
He fielded it like a second baseman. Tossed it to the shortstop for one. And on the throw to first, they blew the whistle.
I barely heard the whistle through the headset, but I thought there should be one. That could be a penalty, too, if he closes his hands on it, but they just call him for directing the puck. As Hopkinton controls it back to McKenna, they clear it into the zone.
I think it depends where you are on that call, too.
Britton is with it, up ahead to Jardine, and he takes a bang over there. As Hopkinton clears it back in, that was Osimo, 11. And they still can't clear the zone. Now they do, as Mike Blake can't keep it in. They clear it all the way down to the Hopkinton end. It's Osimo chasing it down over there as Clockers change up quickly. Osimo with it, trying to wind his way back up ice. A lead pass up ahead for McKenna. He loses control of it, however. And John Betty is on it, and he clears it down into the end. It's stopped by Andel along the boards, trying to send Rapucci away with it, but they couldn't connect. The shot, score!
Edwards.
It was indeed Peter Edwards, 19.
You don't let a kid like that all alone on the wing. He fired one into the far corner on Mike Rochford. And its score goes to 6-2. 9:26 left in the second period. Ashland leading Hopkinton. A wide open game now. The defense being played at a minimum by both sides.
McDonald and Schmidt back there. They're fighting for it. Can't kick it loose. Can't kick it loose. Schmidt goes down. And going to have a delayed call on Ashland. Going to have a delayed call. Penalty coming up.
The goalie's coming out?
Yeah, they bring the puck down ice. And the puck now is cleared to the back dasher, and they blow the whistle. It's going to be a trip or an interference or some such thing. Cross-check, maybe?
Well, the boys are having fun now. Clock is battling to make the tournament. They've made it 2 out of the last 3 years, which is the 3 years of their varsity existence. This being the 4th. And every year they've gotten in just on the last game, if they have gotten in or have missed out on the last game. Clockers have never finished above 500 in any season, but have finished 500 twice.
It was McDonald, I think, for cross-check. So anyway, Hopkinton is on the power play. Back to the point it comes to Andel. His shot stopped off the pad by Rochford. Puck is loose in the corner. Chasing it down over there is Solfaro. Behind the board, behind the net it comes, and the centering pass is knocked away. And still not cleared out. Now it comes to center ice. And whistle, so we'll have a face-off.
Clockers have done a nice job in the first 26 seconds of this Hopkinton power play as they've had the complete territorial edge. Rather, the Hillers have had the territorial edge, but no goals.
And they clear it down. So that'll take a little more time off the power play. Down to 53 seconds as it's controlled by Edwards. And Edwards up ahead for McConey. McConey is slowed down at the blue line, taken over. It is down there by Vivian behind the net. He swings it around for Bosworth. He can't clear the zone. Now he does. Just swang it all the way down into the corner. Covered down there by Andel. He takes a wrap up against the back dasher by Bachman for his trouble, but they clear it to center ice. Bosworth is over there. Shot out in front. Score!
Another one. It's Peter Edwards again. His second of the game, second of the period. And now it's 6-3 as the Hillers are coming back. 7:51 left in the second period. A long time to play in this game.
The way this one's going, it sure is.
Yeah, this could be 12-12. Cunningham out with Mulroney and Jardine.
So McDonald has to sit out 18 more seconds, although the team is back at full strength. Play comes to center ice, cleared up ahead. Nobody there except Osimo. Knocks it back to the Ashland blue line, covered by Piers. Piers clears it in. It's kept in at the blue line. Going to the corner now is Andrew Sweeney along with Eamon Cunningham. They can't clear it out. Piers is there, sweeps it to the corner. Trying to make a play behind the net is Mulroney. Swings it all the way back out, but nobody's there except Blake. Blake cannot control it. Now they do. They clear it all the way down, and it's going to be an icing. So
the rare icing call brings it back into the Hiller zone. 6-3 Ashland, 7:14 left to go. Second period action at the Navin Rink in Marlboro.
So McDonald is out of the penalty box. Team's at full strength at 6-3 Ashland. We have 7:14 to go here in the second period. And a face-off down to our right in front of the Hopkinton goal.
Hopkinton with the last two goals.
Yep.
After the falling behind 6-1, they've closed to 6-3.
So it was McConey and Bachman on the draw. Will be McConey and Bachman. Bachman wins it, clears it behind the net, chased down over there by Schmidt, along with McAdams, but Hopkinton controlling. This is Schmidt, putting on a pretty good show of skating, except right there when he fell down. This is Larissy with it shot, and covered up again by Cowan as McAdams was trying to break it loose.
Cowan's starting to get hot, Paul. They have both goalies with 9 saves now.
But Cowan with the tougher ones, obviously. But like you say, you heat up in this game, and it can make a big, big difference.
Yeah, he looks a little more confident here in the second period.
So Larissy trying to get to it. Can't do it. They send away Edwards. Is rocking in. Shot. Save! Rebound behind the net. Rebound behind the net, and a great save again by Rochford. Puck still in the zone. Now it's cleared out.
Peter Edwards with a chance for what they call the natural hat trick, which is 3 in a row. But boy, Rochford stopped him.
Boy, Rochford earned his money on that one.
Who had the rebound? Was that McConey on the rebound? That went behind the net.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was a golden opportunity.
Oh, Edwards dragged down by Giambetti, and he's not getting up, and here's the whistle. Greg Giambetti just kind of gently let him fall as he was going down for other reasons. Greg just gave him a little tap on the back of the head so he could finish falling.
That works for me.
He just wanted to lay down for a second. He went to the bench himself.
Yeah. Face-off
line is out against Rapucci.
Face-off outside the zone. Controlled by nobody. Now it comes to the line. Now into the Ashland zone it comes. It's covered by Larissy. He sweeps it down to the Hopkinton zone. As McDonald loses it off his stick out to center ice, so they'll have to regroup. And on the way by, Comedian put a stick to it, so that'll be the offside call.
Just they're dragging it all the way back. To the right of Michael Rochford.
Yeah.
This line has 5 goals tonight, Paul.
Goal by nobody. Right out in front. And that was Rapucci on it, but couldn't get a good shot off. Back they come. As McDonald overskates it, it comes behind the net. Comedian is there. Comedian has it on his stick. Puts it behind the net. Goes to the far boards. Chased down over there by Britton, along with Blake. They bang around, comes behind the net off to Rapucci. Rapucci with it, skating it up ice.
Comedian
stays in, and the shot is deflected out of the arena.
Play it. Play it off the wall.
Yeah.
hit the back wall and came bouncing back onto the ice surface. But everyone seemed to know that it did that, and play stopped.
So with 5:31 to go in the second period.
What a chance Canadian had right in the slot. But it was deflected over Dave Cowan, who's got an equipment problem. The ref now spots it. He's got his back to the face-off with his helmet off, and the ref almost dropped the puck. That could have been trouble. I don't know what aspect of his equipment he's checking on, but I think the referee.
I'll tell you, if I were the goaltender, I'd want it all to be working.
Yeah, he's happy now. I think the ref was telling him, you know, if you need a break, kind of let me know.
Yeah. I've got the whistle. Draw controlled by nobody, but this is Edwards. Edwards with it. Long pass across on the right side for Solfaro. Solfaro taken to the boards over there by Vivian. Behind the net, it's Edwards. Loses control. McAdams with it. They clear it out. This is Larissy. Larissy had the one-on-one, gave it up. This is Bachman. Back to Larissy. His shot is up into the net. Hit the ceiling, so that'll be another stoppage. I say the net. There's a net that's stretched just below the lights down at the end for that reason, apparently to protect them from pucks going up that way. And obviously it's out of play. So another stoppage, and we'll have another face-off. As Cunningham is out there, along with McConey. Cunningham wins it back to the point. John Betty's shot goes through the crease. Moraney chases it down.
Greg tried to slide that one through where someone could poke it in, but nobody touched it, and it went wide left.
This is Jardine behind the net. Tried to center it out in front. Moraney on it. Moraney out across. Cunningham was wide open, and the pass went by him. Cunningham tries to swing it in front. It goes through. Moraney chases it into the corner. Tries to make a pass. Knocks it off the skate of Solfaro on a nice play. Edwards coming back. Shot. Stick save. And covered up by Rochford.
Peter Edwards, another good bid. Hopkinton seems to play a sort of a basket-hanging offense, if you know what I mean. One of their forwards seems to linger at center ice, hoping for that breakaway.
Yeah. You know, again, it was a good bid by Edwards, but really the placement of the shot was really right into the center of Rochford's equipment. But we'll take it. So the puck's still in the Ashland zone right out in front. That was Fordham. Couldn't get a shot off. And now McDonald with it. McDonald starting it up ice. Taken into the boards right in front of us by Rapucci. Still fighting for it. Rapucci is down there, and we have a whistle. And Bosworth is going out on a high stick.
Killers go to the man advantage for the next minute 30 with 4:12 left to go in the second period, trailing 6-3. Chris Bosworth, one of the main penalty killers for the Clockers. Let's see who takes his place. First it was McDonald, and now it ends up Bachman. Bachman, Committee, and Giambetti, and Ty Vivian.
Matching majors. No, a major, wait a minute, they still have to, they put up 3 minutes. Scoreboard is still not, it was a high stick. I'm almost positive he called a high stick. That's just a minor penalty. So they put up a minute 30, so that's the length of the penalty as Hopkinton controls it out through center ice. As this is McConey trying to swing in, shot, goes through the crease as Rochford cut down the angle. I don't know if he made a save, but he helped. And it's swept to the corner now as Solfaro goes after it. Out to the point it comes. Schmidt is there. Into the corner deep. Vivian chasing it down. Trying to set it up. It comes right off the stick of John Betty. And now he clears it to center ice. Schmidt knocks it down. Up for Edwards. It eludes him to Vivian. Back out to center ice. This is Schmidt. Schmidt. And Got it right on McDonald's stick, and he cleared it out.
Penalty,
so far, excellent penalty killing. As Comedian was in forechecking on Fordham, almost caused a mistake. As back they come, this is Edwards, and his shot and a save.
Well, McConey, from what I can see, Paul, his modus operandi is to sweep right into the crease and just kind of lay it in. He does not shoot the slap shot from any distance, and he doesn't set up shop in the slot, as they say. He just likes to take it all the way, and he's had 2 or 3 good chances tonight and 1 goal.
McDonald won that draw as Edwards took a flop out in front of the net, so Clockers catch a break. They clear it out to center ice. This is McDonald's going to skate around with it. Runs into Adrian Fordham, and the puck goes into the bench area, so we'll have another face-off. We're down to 17 seconds on the penalty, and the face-off will be out towards center ice. Just to the Ashland side of center ice. As they drop it, controlled by Hopkinton. That was Schmidt, couldn't do anything with it, and that was Salfaro, who's really checked, knocked out of the play, and cleared all the way down into the Hopkinton zone. 8 seconds to go on the penalty. Bachman is there. Bachman with it, centers it out in front, looking for McDonald, walking in. McDonald shot, score! McDonald scores on the backhand!
McDonald from Bachman. That's Jim's 2nd goal of the night.
McDonald walked right in, and Bachman put it right on his backhand, and he swept it in.
Scoreboard gives it to the wrong team, but it's 7-4.
7-3. And that apparently was just as the penalty ended. Just as the penalty ended. I looked up, and there was no penalty time left, so I wouldn't say it's a shorthanded goal, but nevertheless, it was a beautiful play. As they fight for it over on the far boards, coming away with it is Mike Jardine. Jardine has Moraney on the right, dumps it behind the net. It's overskated by the defense as Moraney goes down. As Cunningham fighting for it along with McKenna. Has Hiller's control. As Moraney gets back into the flow of things, knocks the puck away, and it comes back into the zone. Down to 2 minutes to go in the middle period. Jardine with it right out in front. Moraney shot, save, and the rebound is eludes him and goes to the back dash, and Moraney chases it down along with Andel back there. Nobody breaks it loose. Finally they do. Jardine chases it down, swings it behind the net. Moraney chasing it with Osimo. Can't get to it. And a whistle. And a holding call. Apparently on Moraney.
A little frustration, maybe. Chris had an excellent scoring chance that he did not cash. And then 20 seconds later gets called for holding. The officials tightening up, which you must do when the score starts to get a little bit out of hand. Right now, 7-3 Ashland. Still a lot of time to play. This game is not over.
So there's a 10-second differential, 10 seconds more left in the period than on the penalty, as it's cleared all the way down into the Hopkinton zone.
Hillers would like to get one here before the end of the period on this power play. Give them a hope for the 3rd period.
As McConey lugs it up ice, he's knocked off the play, and they clear it out to center ice and through center ice. Schmidt chases it down, right out in front, shot by Bosworth, and a save by Cowan. I'll tell you, he's going to have nightmares about this game. He's getting no help out there. Edwards with it. Edwards skating around, shot, glove save, rebound, and I think they covered it. No indication as Rochford fell backward on it.
No goal lights, of course. We look for celebrations, and we don't see one. So
the ref
was a save.
See, the signal is the ref would point into the net.
Yeah, that's the one chance we have.
Yeah.
Seeing a call.
Well, see, that was what interesting.
We've had several problems with that already tonight.
Well, back early in the game on the second goal, when the puck was literally on the goal line and nobody was pointing, and then Bosworth knocked it in. Well, face-off out in front, walking in, shot, save. That was McConey once again.
A point, and we got a whistle.
We got a whistle again.
Pat Britton's going off. So this promises to be an interesting 48 seconds left here in the second period. Clock is now with 2 men in the penalty box, one for 37 more seconds, and then one for a minute and a half. Pat Britton, number 24.
I'm glad I brought extra paper to write these things down.
Yeah, also 2 of the Clockers' best players.
Yeah.
Defenseman and their leading scorer.
48 seconds of fun coming up. Fordham shot right out in front. Shot skipped wide out there, and now it's going to be cleared out to center ice.
2 or 3 saves by Mike Rochford in that flurry.
Bosworth was trying to chase it down. It's banged out again all the way down around the boards. Down to 30 seconds in the period. 18 seconds on the first penalty, and that'll end as Bosworth hooked Fordham and got away with it. Fordham's shot comes all the way back around the dasher, and it'll come into the Hopkinton zone down to 5 seconds before the first penalty is annulled.
Good play.
And again, they sweep it to the back dasher. So the first penalty's over. Mulroney's on the ice.
Howard almost kicked it in. That's it.
Fordham clears it. That's going to do it. That'll do it in the second period. And at the end of 2, the score is Ashland 7, Hopkinton 3, and we'll be back.
Okay, we're just about ready for third period action. Ashland 7, Hopkinton 3 at the Navin Rink in Marlboro. Second meeting of the year between these two clubs. The first meeting was a 2-2 tie, which was Hopkinton's first Tri-Valley League tie at the time. And first Tri-Valley League points. Since that time, they beat Medfield for their first win in the TVL. That last penalty, we find out, was a delay of game against Pat Britton. And he was in there with Chris Mulroney, of course, and not Chris Bosworth, as I said at the end of the period. Bosworth is out there. Britton remains in the box for another few seconds, although we don't have it posted any longer on the scoreboard. It got lost between periods.
I'm going to say
the Hillers have a man advantage. Paul, what's your guess? 40 seconds?
Yeah, I figured about 42, but in any case, oh no. Well, a puck was directed by right there by Adrian Fordham, and no infraction as it's cleared back in. And trying to see when the penalty expires, because Clockers will get the man back.
I don't think the kid gets to leave the box till
no, there has to be a stoppage.
A stoppage in play, right?
So for the time being, they're starting a rush up ice.
No, he does get to come out.
He comes out. And right out in front, shot, score! That was Edwards again, I think.
Give him the hat trick. Peter Edwards, number 19. 49 seconds into the third period, brings the Hillers to within 3 again as the score goes to 7-4. Well, if the Clockers were thinking that it was over,
it ain't over.
It ain't over. Not in a game like this, not in a wide open game. Here they come, the Hillers.
Here they come again as McConey is there. This is McConey, his shot, and it's a save on the rebound, Brian Solfaro, but he misfired on it. And now they shoot it right under the pads of Rochford as he makes the save. I have Edwards. I have the goal at 49 seconds. So it's 7-4.
Solfaro stayed with it, though, and did what he had to do from behind the net, and that was just put it out in front. But Rochford covers. Both goalies with about 10 or 11 saves tonight.
Still in the zone. This is Melcone.
Ooh. McConey
had a good shot. It went wide. Trying to center it out in front. Piers is there. Can't clear it out. The shot. And goal. They did it again.
It's Edwards again. Make it 4. Peter Edwards breaking out big time as Rochford unable to cover. The Clockers unable to clear. And 2 quick goals in a minute 21 here in the third period.
Well, I'll tell you, they're talking to Piers as he had the chance to clear it and just didn't connect. He gave the puck up. I didn't see to who, but whoever it was found Edwards, and Edwards just swiped it in. So it's 7-5, and we have a game with 13:39 left here in the hockey game. as the puck comes into the Clocker zone, and now Hopkinton back to forecheck. As Clockers can't control it, Fordham at center ice sweeps it back in. John Betty chases it down behind the net. He's on it there, misfires on his centering pass. McDonald gets to it. They do clear it out, but Hopkinton clears it back in. This is Vivian. Vivian clears it up ice, finds McDonald. McDonald finally breaks into the Hopkinton zone. Centers it out in front. Shot just wide. McAdams' shot may have been deflected wide. As it's cleared all the way down to the Ashland end, this is an icing.
That was Bosworth on the shot, and it was a good one. But Cowan, as we said, it seems to be gaining a little confidence, and the Hiller defense combined with him to break it up. 7-5.
Rochford's glove was in the net on that last goal. I don't know if you noticed it, but it apparently flew off his hand into the net.
Yeah, they were very close to being in the crease on that too, but
well,
the official said no.
He said no. Back to the point it comes. Larazy's shot knocked down. Out in front, shot off the post, I think it went.
Great chance by Bachman.
And they whistle it. It may have gotten tied up in the strings, so we'll have another face-off. I thought I heard it hit the pipe. But we'll have another face-off over to the stick side of Cowan as Bachman is in there to take the draw along with McConey. Bachman wins it again, comes to center ice. However, we have a one-on-one break. This is Edwards breaking it alone. His shot and the save, and we're going to have a penalty as he was hauled down. They knocked the post, they knocked the net off the pipe, but off the anchors, but I think we've got a penalty coming up for an interference as he was being chased.
Greg Giambetti is saying it cannot be me.
But it is.
The official is sending him in. Peter Edwards had a breakaway, but they were right on his back. He didn't get a good shot off and ended up just following it into Mike Rochford and dislodging Rochford in the net and everything else. And somehow a silver lining for the Hillers as they came away with a penalty. And the scoreboard once again has put up a sixth goal for the Hillers, but no, that is incorrect. The score is 7-5, and Giambetti's in the penalty box.
Clockers can't clear it. Shot in front, stick save. Still kept in over there by Fordham. Edwards out in front. Oh, Comedian took one for the team, I'll tell you, and he's going to head to the bench. As Edwards just wound up, and I don't know where he got Keith, but I could feel it. A real rip across there by Edwards. Goes to the corner. Now it goes behind the boards. Chasing it down is Bosworth, or rather Vivian. Can't get there. Edwards with it. Trying to set up a play. Has it knocked between his skates out to the point. Schmidt lines up a shot. High shot. Knocked down in front. Shot. And a big save as it was Edwards who got over on the rebound. He was looking for number 5, but Edwards got over on the rebound. But Bosworth, Rochford was up to the task and made the stop.
What a shot by Adrian Fordham from the point. He sent a P towards Mike Rochford. Number 12, Adrian Fordham.
McDonald out for Bosworth. Vivian controls behind the net. Gets it around the boards and all the way down the ice, being chased down there by Bachman. As it's sticked away by Cowan, and Bachman veers off at the last second. Hopkinton controlling, back they come. This is Edwards looking for McConey across the way. His pass goes wide out front, in front through the crease, and a big save. And it's cleared out to center ice by Bachman.
Brian Solfaro had a chance.
That was Solfaro. This is Edwards. Loses control to McDonald, but temporarily back they come. It's Edwards again, drops it behind him. Clockers are there, McDonald with it. McDonald with a 1-on-2, just dumps it into the zone very wisely. So we're down to 8 seconds on the penalty. Behind the net, it's Schmidt. This should do it. As Schmidt loses, and he trips. He tripped, that was Cunningham, or was it Giambetti? It was Cunningham, number 10, trying to move in on a loose puck, and he was tripped.
The assistant captain of the Hillers.
There's 1 second left.
Tom Schmidt is going off. There was a minute and a half.
There was 1 second left on Giambetti's penalty.
Clockers will have a power play for 1:29. Giambetti is right at the door, ready to burst.
Trying to weasel his way out. But one tick and he's free. Okay, he's out. Puck is in the zone over there, chased down by Osimo, and he clears it all the way down, and John Betty will chase it down behind the net. So, minute 20 to go on the power play. They're going to wind it up. This is John Betty looking up ice for Larissy. Can't get it out of the zone. He's still there as he's forechecked very well by Blake. Now they clear it out. Up ahead to Bosworth. Bosworth dumps it in. It's partly deflected by Osimo. Goes to the corner. Now behind the net. Chasing it down is Bosworth. Trying to make a play. Centers it across to Piers. And it goes over his stick out into center ice. They'll have to regroup. Piers with it. Clears it back in all the way around the net. Andel chasing it down.
Good recovery by Piers.
Bosworth is there. And they clear it out of the zone. All the way down ice. Down to 40 seconds on the penalty. This is Piers. Comedian back on the ice. Piers into the zone. Piers going deep. Piers wheels, tries to make a centering pass, has it knocked away. Comedian with it and a whistle.
Piers on the back.
Got a high stick. High stick on Piers.
Again, maybe a little frustration. Keith took it behind the net, wanted to make a play, couldn't make a play, and lo and behold, 10 seconds later, he's heading to the penalty box.
So we're skating 4-on-4 for 24 seconds. A lot of ice out there as Fordham retreats on it. Comes in front of the net. Up ice it comes to Sulfaro. He loses to Comedian. Comedian clears it back in. Goes behind the net. Fordham is there. Fordham around the back of the net. Bosworth checks him. He drops it off to Edwards. Up ahead now to Sulfaro. Sulfaro has it go a little bit too far, and it's cleared away by Vivian. As the penalty to Hopkinton expires, they're on the power play. As McConey is on it, he takes a wrap by Bosworth as they clear it into the zone. This is Vivian. Vivian clears it to center ice, stopped by Schmidt.
Both teams playing a little defense now, Paul.
Well, they're going to have to, and now it's cleared all the way down by Britton. Of course, if Ashland plays better defense, they win because they've got the lead. Now this is Schmidt to McConey. Up ahead looking for Sulfaro, intercepted over there by Vivian, and he clears it to the corner. Good penalty killing by Ashland, I'll tell you. We're down to 20 seconds in the penalty.
This Tyler Vivian's really coming on, Paul, as a defenseman paired with Greg Giambetti.
And that was McConey over there who took a shot from Pat Britton. And it's cleared again right in front of the Hopkinton net. We're down to 8 seconds. And good checking by John Betty. Knocks it back to the Hopkinton zone, and that's it on the penalty. Both teams at full strength. Both teams at full strength. Out in front, Bosworth moving in, shot high off the glass. Rebound, chased by Comedian. Takes somebody to the boards over there, but it's kept in at the point by McDonald. McDonald fighting for it. Now it comes to center ice. Hopkinton on it. Sulfaro with it into the zone. Edwards shot, glove save to the back glass by Rochford on another nice move. Edwards again, his shot stopped at the side of the net.
He's
McConey behind the net, tries to stuff it in, knocks it off the side of the net and goes down for his trouble. The puck is loose.
He took Bosworth with him, and Bosworth wanted a penalty, but he didn't get it.
Out in front. That's Edwards, and he's knocked off the play by Bosworth on a good defensive play. Out in front, right out in front in that slot. Back to the point it comes. Andel with it. Lines up the slap shot, score! Deflected in front, and I think it was deflected by Sulfaro.
A nice shot from the point by John Andel. And we think it was tipped by number 24, Brian Sulfaro. At least that's the way they acted. And now the scoreboard reads 7-7, but we feel it is 7-6 Ashland.
Bachman's line is on. Pat Britton on the puck, clears it out to center ice. Larissy is there, being chased down by Bachman. Bachman tries to center it across. Nobody there to collect it. And it's cleared now out to McKenna. McKenna skating up ice. He has Rapucci with him. They lose control of it. It comes to the backboard. Brian Britton is down there. It takes a wrap. It's cleared out by Larissy, but only to the line, kept in. As Britton now chases it to the far boards. They clear it out to center ice as Osimo is there. He clears it back in, but Britton is on it. Up ahead to McAdams. McAdams clears it through center ice. They lose it again to McKenna. McKenna clears it into the Ashland zone. Brian Britton retreats on it. Clears it up ice, looking for Larissy, but it's over his stick. It'll go deep. Andel chases it down, and it goes over the glass, so we'll have a stoppage.
Hit a kid. They throw it back like Wrigley Field. He got hit with the puck.
Yeah, next year there'll be Ivy on the boards. Right. Okay. 7:03 to go.
7-6, Ashland leading. 7-6. And what has become a tension-filled third period. Clockers entered this period with a 7-3 lead.
They come. McCone to Edwards, high shot. Saved on the shoulder pad, I think, by Rochford.
His shots are getting harder.
Yeah.
What a game Pete Edwards is having. We have him for 4 goals tonight.
Trying to send away,
firing.
Trying to send Cunningham away. He's knocked down. Comes back to check Solfaro, however, at center ice. They try to clear it in. Edwards is there. Britton chases him to the boards. Or Moraney, rather, chases him to the boards. Now it's cleared all the way back in. Chased down by Vivian. Now Giambetti with it. He's going to skate it out of there. He eludes the traffic and a whistle, and we'll have a face-off.
Well, give the Hillers credit. They didn't give up. They took a little vacation at the end of the first period, but they didn't give up. And they came back strong in the second period with a couple of goals to make it interesting. Still trailed 7-3. And then 3 third period goals have made it 7-6 with 6:26 to go.
Clearing it up ice, looking for McDonald. They find him. He's going to be taken deep. He eludes the check, tries to center it out.
Jimmy should have taken a shot.
Yeah, he tried to hit Comedian with the pass, but it went by him. Kept in the zone. Comedian intercepts it, and he's double-teamed over there. Drops it for McDonald. They can't keep it in. It comes to center ice. It's poked up ahead to Vivian. Vivian retreats into his own zone. They have just fixed the scoreboard. It now shows 7-6. As Schmidt goes behind the net. Comedian checking him. Bosworth comes over to help out. Shot by Vivian from the point goes wide to the boards. Comedian to Giambetti, rather, to Comedian, but it was outside the zone, so it'll be a delayed offside as it's being chased down over there by Andel. Andel with it. Can't clear the zone as Bosworth keeps it in. McDonald with it now out in front. Shot! Score! Comedian! Comedian from Bosworth!
He was all alone and he knew it. He called for the puck and he got it. And I'd say it was an insurance goal, but in this game, I don't think any goals are insurance goals. 8-6 now, Ashland. Keith Comedian coming up big, just as he has all season. Second goal of the night for Keith.
You know, the team, it reached its low point when he took that one, I said, for the team, and went out for several minutes. I don't know if you noticed that. He means a lot to this club. Pile up behind the net. Edwards is looking for it, and Edwards is swept off the play on a nice piece of defense down there by McAdams, as Edwards has been the man for Hopkinton here tonight. Just don't let him near that puck. Chased down now by Andel behind his own net. Looking for him is Bachman. They can't clear it out. McAdams over there to throw a check. Keeps it in. Now loses control. Back they come. This is Edwards. Watch out for Edwards. Into the zone he comes. Drops it for McConey. Has it knocked off his stick. Edwards on the backhand. Shot across the crease. I don't know if it was on net, but it didn't go in. Fordham with it at the point, can't keep it in. And it's cleared down to the zone now as Andel retreats on it. We're down to 4:35 to go in the hockey game. This is Andel. Up for Edwards to McConey. McConey has it poke checked away by Pat Britton on a nice play again. Cleared back in. We'll go all the way to the backboards. Chased down by Piers as Piers has Solfaro chasing him. As Edwards trying to make a play, comes back to the point, and it's finally sticked away. Clockers with a 2-on-1 if they can get there. Moraney falls, lost the vision, lost view of the puck as the offside is whistled, but boy, that was nearly an opportunity.
Big time play by Tom Schmidt, 22. The assistant captain of the Hillers held off 2 Clockers and brought the puck into the Ashland zone, causing the offside and the faceoff outside the blue line, but it saved the breakaway. Schmidt's got it again.
Yeah, that's Schmidt. He takes a pound over there from McDonald. This is Vivian. Vivian
nice play by
up ahead to Comedian. Comedian gets it into the zone, down at 350. Out in front, Bosworth shot, saved, rebound, shot, score! Bosworth on his own rebound, knocked it home.
Number 4 for Christian Bosworth. And what a night he's had as him and Edwards have waged a personal duel, each with 4 goals tonight. Christian Bosworth now with 16 goals on the season.
A penalty. No, they waved it off.
And it does not count. So the score stays 8-6.
Man in the crease.
There's such a long delay after the goal. I thought it was going to count, but
nope.
No.
Well, still in the zone. Comedian chasing it over there along with Andel.
Must have been in the crease or after the whistle.
Shot up against the side of the net, and it's saved. Just stopped by Cower, and he hangs on, so he'll have a face-off.
Bosworth seemed to know something was up because he was talking and looking the official right away after he shot that goal. But the official pointed to the net, which usually means a goal, but he's probably pointing to the crease or something, or the fact that the play had been whistled dead.
Off the face-off, Comedian out front, shot, and again the save and the flop by Cowan.
Covers that one.
Yep.
No question about it.
So we're down.
Hangs at 8-6.
3:31 to go. This could be a long 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, teams have, I think, 1 timeout each as well.
This Bosworth is on the draw down there along with McConey. Clockers win it, shot, score!
A lightning fast goal.
Congratulating Comedian again, I think.
We're guessing Keith Comedian has the hat trick. As the score goes to 9-6 this time.
Chasing it down is Larissy. Larissy gets there, doesn't get there. It's taken behind the net by Osimo. Out to the point it comes, cleared away. This is McConey. McConey is knocked off the play on a nice check by John Betty, but he retains control. Has it poked off his stick by Brian Britton. Out to the point, Osimo has it go over his stick. Being chased down by McAdams. McAdams kicks it into the zone. He has Larissy there, but it's stopped by Hopkinton defenseman. That was Fordham who stopped it. But they keep it in the zone.
By Bachman.
Fordham retreats, clears it up the boards now for Edwards.
Bachman dumps it back in, just the way to protect a 3-goal lead.
Exactly. McAdams is there now, and he's knocked down. As they still can't clear it out. Mulready shot, his save as he was had McAdams looking for the tip-in at the far side of the net, but he couldn't get the stick on it. So a lot of action down there. Now we're going to have penalties coming up. As Britton was down there in a tussle match with Fordham, I think. And they just called a
9-6 Ashland. As the Clockers go on the power play.
Well, Fordham had a real episode as he went into the penalty box, and I'm surprised they didn't add time on.
I see the Hillers wearing down a little bit in the last half of this third period.
Well, that's what happens. Once you get worn down, you start to grab and push and bang, and you take it, you know, an instant
just seem a little tired.
They added to it. It's a double minor. It's a 3-minute penalty, I think.
So
unless it's a misconduct. It might have been a misconduct.
They're only 1 man short. But they will be 1 man short for the remainder of the game. 9-6 Ashland. No overtimes in the Tri-Valley League.
No. Because that, I think he signaled a misconduct because As you saw Fordham go to the box, he made a motion with his stick.
Yeah, very slight, but the officials are calling everything now.
Well, I think he had to call that. That was just defiant. So, so he pays with 3 minutes of his hockey career.
It really didn't hurt or harm anyone. Coming
down to 2 minutes, as it's cleared to the Ashland zone. Comedian is there. As Comedian starts it up ice, he finds McDonald. They may as well just sit on the lead, really, but they clear it into the zone as McDonald has to go over his stick. Edwards chases it down. Bosworth with it, tries to center it out in front, gets flattened over there by Osimo. Back to the point, to Comedian, up ahead on the boards to Bosworth out in front, and they cover it up, so we'll have a face-off.
Clockers looking to add to their stats. The game well in hand now with 1:35 to go and a 3-goal lead.
Would appear so.
Clockers on the power play for the remainder of the game. As they send out the Cunningham line. See if they can add to the scoring total.
They can't clear it out. Bosworth's shot goes wide off the boards. Rebound chased over there by Solfaro. So Hopkinton, they do clear it out. A delayed offside as it's knocked back into the zone, as now they just want to clear it out and kill off the penalty. There's still some major chippiness going on in this game as Vivian, or rather Piers, almost got into one. This is McConey. His shot, score! Through the 5-hole.
Jim McConey's second of the night makes it 9-7 with 1:07 to go. And I may have spoken too soon, my friend.
Short-handed.
Clockers now just trying to survive.
Well, we got the first team, first line, 5 starters out there.
They're just scoring 9 goals and having to survive the last minute of the game.
It's 9-7 as they haven't got the scoreboard right, but it is 9-7 as they clear it to center ice. Bosworth chases it. Hopkinton just clears it back in, down to 49 seconds. And McConey is into forecheck. You know, obviously looking for another shorthanded goal. They cannot afford to give that up as Pat Britton skates it up ice, dumps it into the zone. We're down to 39 seconds. Shot and a save by Cowan. Hopkinton in control of it. Out in front, Bosworth to Comedian. Comedian has it go off his stick behind the net. He centers it out in front. McDonald couldn't get the stick on it. McConey with it. McConey with a 2-on-2. McConey trying to work his way in. Britton is there and centers it toward the front of the net. But John Betty was there to skate it away. We're down to 15 seconds.
McConey does nothing hard. It's all very soft.
Comedian
shots.
Eludes the defense, working his way in. Shot! Score!
Keith Comedian, what a night! His 4th goal of the game. He's also had several assists. At least 2 that we know of. So he's having the biggest night of the season for a Clocker.
Well, we have 6 seconds to go. That's pretty much going to do it. Here you have it.
Ashland puts up 10 goals and really had to hang on for dear life for a 10-7 win. Comedian with 4. Bosworth with 2. That's 6. McDonald with 2. That's 8. Mike Jardina's first goal of the season, that's 9. I guess Bosworth had 3, that's 10. But an excellent performance by Ashland, at least offensively tonight. Mike Rochford and made many tremendous saves, but this was a wide open game, and it gave the Hillers an opportunity to get back in it, as the Clockers just saw that it was going to be a night to score goals and in many ways abandoned defense for a wide open game. And with snipers like Pete Edwards, who had 4 goals, and Jim McConey, who had 2, the Hillers got right back into it. They've scored a lot of goals this year anyway, the Hillers, and they ended up with 7 goals. Who had the? Oh, Brian Solfaro had their other goal.
So McConey and Edwards sure lit it up, including a shorthanded goal down at the end. But it was Ashland's night, I think, as Keith Comedian had a career night for himself. And,
thrilling game to watch. It gives the Clockers 13 points now on their quest for 20. They have 4 games left. They need 7 points out of a possible 8, which means 3 wins and 1 tie. They'll be playing during the school vacation week. Check your schedule, as the Clockers have games coming up against Medfield, the team that beat them earlier, but a team that this Hopkinton team beat 8-7. So the Clockers have a good chance against Medfield. They lost a close game to King Philip earlier in the season. They'll be playing them again. King Philip playing out of the Hockomock League. Then they have a game against Blue Hills and South Shore Vote, both teams that they've beaten. So the clock is very much alive and in contention to make the postseason tournament, and that will be their goal.
Well, sad to say, this is probably our last regular season broadcast on Ashland Cable 5. With any luck, if we have any playoff action, we may be able to bring you another game. But barring that, we'll be back next winter, because this is always a fun game to watch, I think.
Nothing like high school hockey. Great action, great color, great excitement.
Especially in a game when there's 16 goals scored and you've got most of them, so that really helps things out. So anyway, the final here tonight was Ashland 10 and Hopkinton 6. 2 points for the Clockers. And
10-7 actually the final.
Well, 10-7, 10-6, who counts? Anyway, for Bruce Stearns and Bob Thacker, this is Paul Burke wishing you a very pleasant good evening.